For this lesson, I'm going to show you how to add multiple pictures to one project. You'll be using this when you hand in your dramatic light portraits. You'll be using this when you hand in your texture photos, and you'll be using it for other assignments in the future. So always be able to go back to it. First thing, you're going to make a file like you always do. Make sure it's 120 dpi first, then change the inches, then 8.5 by 11. You may choose to make it vertical or horizontal, both are fine. Click OK. After you do that, or before you do that, go to your Files folder and make sure that you name the pictures that you want to migrate over. When you're in the Files folder, it's easier to see them. If you turn this to extra large icons, it'll make it much easier. I've already named the pictures, as you can see, Portrait 3, Portrait 4, Portrait 5, Portrait 6, or you'll name them Texture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. When you go to migrate the files from Photopea, it will look like this, and it'll be a list. So if you don't name it, you won't be able to identify what pictures you want to use. With that in mind, I come over here and I pull down on Open and Place. And this is how I can migrate my photos over to one project. For this one, I want to add my portraits. I want to add 4 of them. If I want to do one at a time, I may do that. Or if I want to do multiples, I can hold my Shift key down and I can do everything in between the first one and the last one that I click. If I want to do multiples and I click on one and hold my Control key down, I can do more of a cherry picking. For this one, I want to migrate 4 files, so I'm going to do number 2 through 5. Hold the Shift key down, open. As you'll see, they pop right up on the screen, all 4 of them. And as they're popping up on the screen, you can see over on the right side that they become individual layers. When they do, you'll see there's a double square in that. This is what happens every time you migrate files. Get rid of that by clicking. You can do all of them at once. You can do one at a time. You right click and you rasterize. You see how it went away? I'm going to click on the next one, hold the Shift key down, so I'll do the next 3 together, rasterize. You can change the size of multiple pictures at once by clicking on one and highlighting the other layers all at once. So you can see how I have those 4 layers together. Go to your Move tool, Transform Control. Do not, I repeat, do not touch the Shift key for this, or else your pictures of the people will look all wiggy. And guess what? That's not going to earn you the best grade. Just being real. I'm going to put the pictures, keep them away from the edge. Try to line them up in a nice, neat way. If you make a mistake, do a Control Z, it'll fix it. I hit Enter. Come on, Control Z. I'm going to move to another layer by coming over here and clicking on it. Bring that picture over here and this one over here. Now they're still a little too big to do it neatly. So I'm going to take my last 2 pictures and I'm going to, maybe I can make them fit. I can just nudge this one up a little. And I'm going to try and, no, they overlap too much. I don't want to see any overlapping in your pictures. So I selected both of those layers and I can make them a little smaller. Pick one. And then I can just nudge it down with my arrow keys that are in the bottom right of my keyboard. Because I want my pictures to stand out, I'm going to choose a color in the picture and change it. So I'm going to move the color picker over here. I'm going to use the blue in his sleeve. I said the blue in his sleeve, and then I'm going to hit OK. Going to make sure I'm on the background layer. Going to use my paint bucket and spill that right over.